I love watching Vines in my spare time, and I'm sure you guys do too. So today I'm going to talk about a Vine famous guy. He got so internet famous, he has a total of 4 million followers on Instagram, and majority of his audience are teenage girls, which is very important for something I'm going to talk about later. His name is Nash Grier, and a few months ago, him and his friends made a YouTube video called What Guys Find Attractive in Girls. It's a 9-minute video of them sitting on a couch and talking about attributes that they like in girls. Pretty self-explanatory. This sparked a lot of controversy, and the purpose of this video is to talk about why it's such a big deal. So, first off, I'm going to start where Nash started off because I don't know where to start because the video was so long. The first thing he says is, number one, you have to be entertaining. And as a woman, I wasn't aware that there was a checklist of things to abide by, so that definitely surprised me. Nash says that a girl has to be funny and to have a personality. And then right after, his friend JC burps on camera and blows his nasty burp air into his face. They tell us we have to be entertaining, whereas they are acting like 12-year-old boys and being immature on camera, yet expecting girls to still think they're cute? No. Women need to entertain you because you are narrow-minded and immature. Nash later says there needs to be a balance. A balance? The chase is a big part of it. If you play hard to get, then it's just like, oh, she doesn't like me. But if you play easy, then it's just like, oh, she's a whore. Excuse me? Did these group of guys just slut-shame to millions of their followers? This literally prints the message that playing easy to get makes a girl a whore. And this is 100% not okay. And you know why? Because the majority of his followers don't even know what that word is and the context of it. I have a sister who is 11 years old, and I know many of her friends who have cell phones and iPads that like to watch his Vines and his videos. And the idea of them watching this video and thinking they're a whore if they were ever to play too easy to get, which by the way is defined by making the first move or asking the guy on a date or being really easy to get, makes them a whore. It's shattering because she might want to ask a guy on a date, but she might refrain from it and be like, oh no, that's for whores. And as a mother or an older sister, and if I were to ever hear that, I would be devastated. Also, the boys, and notice how I'm gonna keep saying boys and not men, because they are immature little boys and they are not men. They say they like innocent women. And I think this links to the concept of virginity and it being a social construct to determine our good. Because supposedly virginity determines like our goodness and like our purity as a person. And generally, I'm not fond of the social construct. There's a quote I once read, and it says, if you consider a woman less pure after you've touched her, then maybe you should take a look at your own hands. A few more minutes into the video, the boys actually have the nerve to say, be yourself. And since when we were young, we're given a list of all these crazy expectations on how to act, what to wear, and we all know that there is a borderline between standard versus preference. It is obvious though that he's definitely talking about his standards for women and not his preference because he is making such a big scene about body hair and his repulsion for it. You know what I'm repulsed by? I'm repulsed by his obnoxious attitude. There is absolutely no argument that can defend his actions on the internet. One thing people keep saying is, it's his account and he can post whatever he wants. And that's a poor and weak excuse that I will not buy. He has millions of girls all over the globe that idolize him, that spend all their time looking at pictures of him and following him and tweeting at him. And he should have the common sense to realize the natural state of mind of girls and realize that his video might have been offensive. He also apologized on Twitter, but you know what? I don't buy that apology either. Because I think he kind of forced himself to write the apology because of all the internet hate he was getting. He cracked. At the end of his apology, he says, hashtag no sass intended. No sass intended? He's joking, right? Someone needs to tell me he's joking because from what I see in that video, the only thing he meant was to be sassy and to be rude and to give his loud and obnoxious opinion. To every girl that has watched his video, especially fans of him, I'm sorry that you had to watch that. I'm sorry that he made you feel a certain way or if he lowered your self-esteem. But we are women and we are powerful. We need to embrace our individuality and we can't let people like Nash Grier or Cameron Dallas or all these other internet stars make us feel bad about ourselves. We need to spread a positive message to every girl we know, our families, our sisters, our future daughters. We need to spread a message that we are not robots. Men do not control us and they cannot tell us how to act or what to do. Thanks for listening.